Hi, everybody. It's Andrew from Cromulent Comics. Welcome to the newest episode of Cromcast. I know we've been off for a little bit, but you're going to get 2 episodes this week because you're all special. And you'll notice to my left or camera right,
Hello.
this is not Andy.
I'm at least a little bit close.
You're close. Yeah. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Hobbes. Some of you know me from my random tomfoolery and shenanigans around the shop. Others don't know who I am at all, and that's pretty cool because now you know I'm Hobbes Houlihan.
Yes.
The one and only.
And what is your title?
Oh, I'm a writer. That's pretty important. I write comic books. That's like my thing. That's like the entire life goal that I've been working towards for the past 2 years.
Yeah, I would say so.
About 2 years I've been writing, and it's been pretty crazy. Like from where I was like 3 years ago, not knowing quite literally a thing about comics versus now where I'm like subscribed to 4 things and I want to be subscribed to a lot more, but broke.
Yep. Because you're a writer.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that's
Oh, is that like a thing? That
yeah,
people...
starving artists. Have you ever heard about that?
No.
No?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I studied art. I know about
You studied art?
Yeah, I went to school for art.
Where did you go?
Hardwick.
Okay. I went to SUNY Purchase. We both went to art schools.
There's a joke there. There's a total joke at SUNY Purchase. Guys, you got to be better at like naming things. SUNY Purchase?
The dorm that I lived in, SUNY Purchase, was called Fort Awesome because they let the students pick the name. So we were not good at naming.
I vow to name things from this point forward. I will be the beacon.
Okay.
In which we name things.
So yeah, let's just dive right into it. I think that's the best way to do this. Hobbes, what's your history with comics?
Okay, so this is actually a pretty wholesome story. When I was studying illustration, I was taking probably the most difficult drawing class of my life. It was human anatomy. Just in case anyone's wondering, there's like a lot of bones and a lot of like
216.
Yeah, and you have like muscles that like bend in certain ways. It's not easy to draw. Whoever made the human body, like they just winged it, I think.
Couldn't you just copy off the Vitruvian Man?
Oh, why didn't you say? I didn't know that earlier.
Sorry, you actually don't have 4 legs though, or 4 arms.
I thought they just took them off when you got born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was basically taking the hardest art class of my life. And the guy was like, and I told him, I was like, maybe I want to illustrate comics while I'm taking this class to see if I'm cut out for it. And my sketchbook was like not up to par. And then he just said, dude, you should read Essex County by Jeff Lemire. And I looked him dead in the eyes and I was like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Why would I want to read a comic book? Who on earth would want to do that?
Wait, hold up. Time out.
Flag on the play.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't know what that meant. So you wanted to be a comic book illustrator, but you didn't want to read a comic book.
I didn't know. Oh, that's actually a really good point. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt like I wanted to do something on the lines of visual storytelling. Okay. I thought that was like the thing where I was like, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I get that. Okay.
I didn't know what to do. He was like, read this. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I knew this may come as a shock. I did end up reading it. And then I was like, I'm going to draw these. And then a year or 2 went by and I was like, nah, I'm going to write these. And then I got a bookshelf and I started reading and I started writing. And it's just writing was the thing that made me want to do it every day. That was great. Like the thing.
But it was specifically to write comics or just to write?
Yeah, comics specifically because it's visual. It's a very visual medium. Like it's very much like just books with pictures. It's a very simple thing. It's a very primal
thing. You nailed it.
What can I say?
Yeah. So why comics and why not just cave drawings on the wall?
Okay. Cave drawings are actually really interesting.
I know.
That's like the earliest form of storytelling.
I know. You just said primal. So
yeah.
I'm asking you why not go that far?
Caves are expensive, man.
Oh, okay.
Those
that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's cool. So Essex County, great book. Beautiful book. I love Jeff Lemire. Yeah, I haven't read that in a few years, but that's a great book to start with.
You, right? Like you just read it and then bam.
That's a really nice one to start with. Have you read any other Lemire?
I read May's book. I read Roughneck. I read Underwater Welder. I read.
That's beautiful.
There's something else I'm missing. I read other stuff too, but Jeff Lemire, he was like the first hyperfixation I had in comics. That's how I like find out about things. I will just hyperfixate on something where I need to read everything from this person, everything about this superhero, and then I stop, and then I go on to the next step.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah,
that's great. So you read Essex County, and then that kind of figured out. So are you still drawing comics, or are you just writing specifically?
Oh, that is the question. I right now am not
Mhm.
drawing comics.
Okay.
I am,
Right.
but I'm
nothing
not
that you're
pursuing it professionally. Like I
right.
still do it.
So
but
you're teaming up with other artists then.
yeah, right now I'm teamed up with Keith Haugen.
Okay.
Keith
Great.
Haugen is a really cool guy.
Yeah. Well known in the Albany area as a little comic artist. Goes to all the Albany shows and everything. Yeah. I think I have a few of his books here. Earthworld definitely has a bunch of his books as well.
On the creative rack, or the
Mhm.
local creator rack,
Yep.
which is, how would you describe that in the store? Northwest?
Sure. If you need to find it, just let me know.
All right.
And Earthworld also has a local creator rack as well. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did you end up getting Keith for your book?
So no one tells you when you're in art school, oh, by the way, when you're looking for an artist, this is the criteria that you have to do it by. These are the things you want to look out for. You have to like do all this stuff. I just winged it. I was at Ithacon. I was like,
okay.
Ithacon's great, by the way. If you can go to Ithacon, do it. Who was the first writer for Black Panther? What was his name?
Not first writer, but Don McGregor was
Don
there.
McGregor was
Yeah.
there last time. Like, you just meet legends. Chris Condon, who's on Ultimate Wolverine and Green Arrow, I personally adore, is there. There's a bunch of other like small publishers at Ithacon, and that's where I met Keith. I was talking to
Ithacon is the con that Ithaca College puts on, and it's the business students, I think, actually run it. And that's like their big like end of the year like trial by fire.
I
Which
didn't
is
know
really
that.
cool because they're in school for event planning. And so that's why they make them do Ithacon every year.
Huh.
Yeah. Really brilliant. I have never been. I've heard it's amazing. I think this last week it's one of the longest cons like going on.
It's been going on at least 50 years.
Yeah, which is great. So yeah, so you went to that. You met Keith there.
Did I meet him
Or
there?
did you know about Keith prior to that?
I had been to like Albany Comic Con.
Yeah.
I've been to like a lot of the small conventions
Yeah,
around
in
just
the
to, like,
area. Yep.
get a taste.
Mhm.
And I just went one time and I just walked up to him and I was reading through his stuff and I was just asking him questions about his work. And I was really liking his answers. And I was like, would you ever want to do a book together? And he was like, yeah. I was
Sweet.
like, all right, we're going to talk about details later.
Yeah.
Bam.
That's
A
great.
year later, and I'm quite literally going to send the book to print today.
That's great.
Yeah.
9/2.
9/2?
That's today.
Yeah.
Oh,
today.
okay. I just want to date it. No one knows
Oh,
when they're going to be watching or listening to this.
They're listening to it today.
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, they're listening today. Their perception of
Their
today.
perception of today, but they're going to now think that the book doesn't come out for a long time if they listen to this in a year from now. Not that anyone's doing that, but that's
I'll
why I
do
wonder.
it.
9/2/2024.
9/2/2025.
Oh
You love it.
my! All right. So you met with Keith, and then you decided that you wanted to use him as your artist. What's the next step? What take me through the steps. I don't know this side of things. I know mostly once they get to the publisher and I have to order them. That's where I'm at. I'm on
Gotcha.
the opposite side of things.
So if you ever want to get into this at all, first and
Mhm.
foremost, you need a script. He just doesn't know this. I didn't write the script until after I met him. I was like, want to work on a book? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I should probably write it.
Yeah, but I feel like as long as you have a general idea, or you
Yeah.
even have a
I wanted to write about robots. I think
okay,
robots are really cool.
robots. Yep.
Not AI. There's like a specific distinction between the two. AI is a brain that's a machine. A robot is like a mini brain, and it doesn't evolve. It
Doesn't evolve?
It just stays the same. Like a robot is like a contained set of code that does something. So I guess technically speaking, a robot could technically be like an iPad. Like an iPad isn't going to think.
Well, okay. So I got a question for you then.
I have an answer.
All right.
Wally.
AI? He's intelligent. He thinks. He has feelings, but he's a robot.
He's aware. I guess it would technically classify himself as an AI because he seeks out new experiences and then learns from them. So therefore, be a new set of data.
What about R2D2? He goes on adventures and he doesn't listen to anyone.
He doesn't.
Is that AI? That your
We would have
classification of
to-
AI? Blade Runner. I'm going to take you through everything now.
Okay. Let's go. We can go. through
Bender
everything. I don't know. what
from
Bender is.
Futurama.
Oh, Bender? Okay. we have to differentiate between the AI of AI is going to take over, like Terminator
GPT,
AI.
or
like Terminator
Skynet,
AI, which is like artificial intelligence at its core is something that can learn and gain new information, right? But it gets viewed a lot of times in like modern media because ChatGPT and like all this cool stuff that's happening.
But my question to you though is, what's the difference between a robot's mind in science fiction and AI?
Robots' minds would be finite and AI would grow. So
Okay.
AI has that potential to snowball out of control, which is what
Okay.
people like to talk about. A robot is this is the way. And so imagine, so I wouldn't say Wall-E is a robot. I'd say he's AI because he learns stuff from his experiences and then applies it to his life.
So a character that can grow and build
Yes.
is AI to you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I was curious. I don't know. Go on.
Thank goodness I studied before this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know. I really hit with the hard questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you like writing about robots?
I like the idea of like quite literally having a source code as your definition appealed to me. What's your purpose? That's your purpose. That thing right there, you got it. And then it just makes things simple. And then because it's simple, you can put it in weird situations and make it complicated.
Okay.
But it's easy to relate to and understand.
I get that. Okay. So you create the concept then with Keith, or do you create the concept fully and then so how's the working situation between you and the artist as the writer? Is it collaborative? Is it singular that you then present a full script? Because everyone does it differently, especially in comics.
So when you're working independently, it's pretty rare that you find someone who, or at least in my case, also this entire time, I'm speaking from experience. I'm a guy on a niche podcast in a really cool comic book store. So if you don't
doing
like
another podcast,
no,
niche. This is the top podcast of Spotify, Shopify, Applefy,
yeah,
YouTubeify.
Yeah, but comics are niche.
Nah. Go on.
Incorrect. Move forward, pawn.
Yep.
All right. What was the question? What was I talking about?
How do you collaborate?
Oh, so you have to do, you as a writer just need to know everything. You got to know all of the stuff. Oftentimes, like, this may be hard to believe, your illustrator has a life outside of illustration.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I know, right? Feels weird.
Yeah.
But you just have to have a clear set idea of what you're doing.
Okay.
And then after you have the core of it down, you can talk to other people. But I wanted to have it like pretty fleshed out.
So you wanted to have a full presentation for Keith before he began.
Yes.
Because I know other creators will go back and forth with their artists and say, what do you want to do? Do you want to draw this? Maybe I'll add that. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll go this route.
I didn't want to pressure him down.
No, I get that. And it's also your first collaboration.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
But yeah, and then so what's the first step?
Yeah.
Writing the thing. That's the first step. And then after that, you have to, the way I do things is I establish like a visual language. So like we have to if I just say draw a robot, you would draw a robot and that person walking over there would probably draw a robot pretty different. So we have to understand what our definition of robot and what they look like.
Description, everything like that.
I call it like the visual foundation.
Okay.
It's like the anchor to everything.
Yep. A lot of creators and writers would call that like a Bible for their books.
Bible?
Yeah. It's what everything. Yeah. Most, like a lot of writers will call it a Bible because it's everything that you would refer back to and going forward. But I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm learning things today.
Okay.
And then
go on.
So after that, then we'd have to establish, and the way that I establish visual language is we make like a mood board. And that's where like me and Keith like clicked a little bit because I didn't know this when I made the mood board. A lot of the stuff was from Ghost in the Shell, the original Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, Ghost in the Shell, let's go. And then I just said, draw some stuff. And he drew like concepts.
Okay.
And I was like, what do you think of that one? He was like, I really like that.
Cool.
And then we had our characters.
That's great. Wonderful.
And then like, after that, I feel like it's my job to give him room. Like I wouldn't have picked Keith if I didn't know he was like, whenever I pick someone, I know that, and I know from their background or from their previous stuff that if you give them a little bit of space, they know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And Keith did know what to do with it.
He's
he
been in the
drew
industry.
crap out of those pages.
That's great. How many pages is the book?
Okay. The first one's 8.
Okay.
Fun fact, everyone, it's going to be free. I'm just going to give him like a couple hundred copies. Tell him to give them out.
Okay.
And then with that book, I'm going to see if I can crowdfund my first 20-page book.
Wonderful. Okay, so I see how
Okay.
you're doing it. So it's a grassroots kind of campaign to get
Very.
this off the ground.
Yeah.
Now, what's the title of this?
Confirmed is the 8-page book that you're all going to be getting free if you want it at Cromulent Comics, the one and only.
You're only going to put it here? Spread the wealth.
I was going to give it to you first.
Oh, I appreciate
So if you
that.
want to, like,
All right,
so I'm like leasing it here.
Okay, cool.
I probably should have told you that before we were live.
Oh my gosh.
Grassroots, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have it here at Cromulent, and then we'll go from there. See where you can get your name out there, which is pretty awesome. And then you have another book that you're working on as well.
Yeah, and then
So that's the 20-page book.
20-page book.
Okay. And is it in the same
Exact
universe
same.
vein, or is it an expanded version of the 8-page book? Is it the continuation of the 8 pages?
It is the exact moment the book starts. The premise for the book.
The exact moment the book starts? What do you mean?
So they both start essentially at the exact same time, but they're
Okay.
in different places in the same world.
Got it.
So
Okay.
if you read the 8-page book and you like it, you're going to like the book that I'm crowdfunding.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing it.
Like a prelude.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it has
like
the same vibe and the same general everything. So it's
Fair
not.
enough. Yeah. No, I was looking at the script that you had sent me, and it reads visually, if that helps, if that says anything. Like as I'm reading it, I can picture the panels and everything, the way that you write it and the way that you describe it. Yeah, no, it's very well put together, because honestly, comic scripts are hard. There's no format.
Yeah.
There's no way to do it. I have Brian Michael Bendis's book about how to write comics, and he writes it more like a film script. And so I could understand that a little bit more because I used to write film scripts. So like I get that. Like I get like setting, character, dialogue, interior, exterior, all that kind of stuff. But I always find it interesting to see how comic writers write, because they either do it like that, and instead of setting or interior, exterior, they say panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, and then how the characters talk. And then that explains why Brian Michael Bendis books have 90,000 words in each page.
Wow.
No. But so the way that you write yours is and not to like, you know,
dox it.
pull back the curtain. Dox it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got what? Okay. So not to pull back the curtain, but you write it very like short bursts.
Yeah. Where it's
Yeah.
this is where it happens. This is everything that needs to be in this page for it to be a cohesive story.
You use colors, I noticed.
Oh yeah, I color code
to color code things.
where I differentiate. I tell him, like, or at least in my new scripts, I tell them what the characters are thinking, how this affects things, the visual foundation, and I tell them what popped into my head, which is a suggestion, by the way. I don't tell them how to draw things. I'm just like, in my head, for some reason, I thought of this.
Yep.
And
So
they can do with that whatever they want.
Yeah. It reminded me of a cross between Bendis and Morrison, because Grant Morrison writes little blurbs for almost every panel, but very quick, short. But what Morrison then does, which is the exact opposite of what you do, he draws the entire layout of the page on the side of the page and then tells them how to break it down. Because he's very particular about how he wants the pacing to go. So every writer and every artist do things differently. And I think like you look at someone like Jonathan Hickman, who plots things 500 issues in advance or whatever. He was an artist originally. So like some people that are artists first and then go into writing, I always find it interesting to see how they incorporate their knowledge of layout and drawing into their scripts.
I guess the reason I do it my way,
Yeah.
because I know that the artist is happy if they're doing it themselves for the most part.
Okay.
And then when they're happy, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
When they're like just drawing a robot and they're like, oh, what if I add like a craft here? And then like I find the less constrictions, the better. That's what I go by, right?
It depends on the artist too that you're working with, because some artists might want more structure, so that way they can just hammer it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you'll maybe discover that the more you work with people, other people. The 20-page script, is that also with Keith?
That is with someone else, Brian Middleton Jr. He's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I didn't want to like pressure Keith because these have to release at the same time, and telling him to do 28 pages would just be, I'm not doing that to my boy.
Gotcha. That's cool though. So you're going to be doing a crowdfunding for this? Is that via Kickstarter? Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the, like, when does that launch? Do you have an idea? Have a date?
September 30th.
September 30th.
Is the
Okay.
day.
Can you give us
in this store on September 30th? The 8-page book will be in the store on September 30th.
All right. So here's my question though. It's not live yet.
No,
Okay.
We're not.
So can you give us like a hint of what you're going to be telling us, like what is going to be in the Kickstarter?
Oh,
What does it entail?
we are gonna have. So is it weird to tell you all the rewards before?
You don't have to say all of them, but I'm just like saying,
like
what can people look forward to by looking up the Kickstarter?
You're gonna get digital edition,
Yep.
$5. If you just want to be like, hey, that guy on that podcast, cool, he gets $5. You can just do that, and you get a digital version. You can get a physical version.
Okay.
And then I'm currently You can also get a print of. So there's going to be like a very specific page-wide panel that we are going to also print, and we can send that out.
Cool.
And I'm going to see if I can get Brian to sign them.
Nice.
And then you're going to get the physical edition. And then I am actually working with a couple other artists right now to make it so maybe have a couple extra goodies.
Nice.
And then maybe there's some hidden stuff on top
Cool.
of that.
You know what you should do? What I really like is, and they can get angry at me, the writers. Joshua Williamson. No, I'm sorry. James. Was it Joshua Williamson? No, it was. Hold on. And oh my gosh, he wrote Superman for Forever, and then Patrick Tomasi.
Tomasi, that's a baller name.
It's a great name.
Good stuff, Patrick.
He, for a bit at cons, was selling scripts of his Superman books, like just printed out the script of his Superman book and would sign it. Then you could actually just read the script. Jeremy Adams, who currently writes Green Lantern and took over The Flash from Joshua Williamson and stuff, he's also now selling his scripts at Comic Cons, and I bought that because I always find it fascinating to see how a writer writes a comic book script. Probably maybe throw in your script.
I'm going to throw in my script.
That's what I mean. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like seeing how comics are made. So doing that, yeah, that'd be pretty neat. Just saying, that's another one you can do.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, this is cool. This is really neat. This is exciting. Where can people find you? Where can people follow the progress of this as we get closer to Kickstarter launching?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at the Hobbes Houlihan. I also have Blue Sky and Substack. I'm not active on Blue Sky and Substack. That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But
do you have a website at all, or not yet?
Websites cost money to maintain.
Do.
So and I just want to. It's like I was in this boat of, do I do really good on the business half, or do I do really good on the writing half?
Yeah,
and I'm choosing
focus
to
on one. Yeah,
focus on the writing, and then if people like the writing, the business.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And then I also wanted to make it so if you're like also just watching this, you don't have to work to get it. It's going to be in a store.
Yep.
Somewhere.
That's great. Yeah. I love that. So yeah, so in the show notes, whatever the hell that means, I'll put in your contact info.
Thank you. I also have cards over
yes,
there that I
cards
need
at
myself.
At Cromulent Comics as well. And we'll tag you once this goes live.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I'm lazy at uploading these.
So
yeah, that's okay. The last podcast that you guys will also see this week. That's probably going to go up before this one. That was filmed like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, this has been great. I know we didn't discuss books that we pulled up, but that's fine. I think this is honestly a pretty good combo. Hobbes, you got anything else you want to say? Anything you want to shout out? And if you want to talk about books that you're reading that influence you, or in general, yeah, let me know.
Okay, so I basically get my message to the world here.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that world.
Okay.
Rare Flavors. This book right here. Andrew, why are graphic novels objectively difficult to get into?
Why?
What makes it difficult? Difference from a comic book.
From a comic book?
Yeah.
Money?
Exactly.
Okay.
This one's actually normally a lot cheaper than your average graphic novel.
It's $17. Boom.
$17. Boom. Rare Flavors. This is probably the book where it's like, all right, I'm gonna write comics. I read this and I was like, I have to.
This is
like
Ram V.
Ram V. It's about an immortal demon that really likes food and wants to document it. And nothing goes wrong when you're an immortal demon. And it's also illustrated by Philippe Andrade, who will normally paint his painted pages.
Yeah. This looks great.
Very vibey. You're like taking a savory stroll through the streets of India. It is one of a kind.
And that's Rare Flavors, Ram V, Broom Studios.
On the shelf over
At
there.
Cromulent Comics, in the graphic novel section.
It's very deep. It's very
cool.
It is a unique opportunity to appeal to you both as like someone who likes comics and you as a human being. It can get very deep. Then there's Battle Beast. This book is fun. It's about a big cat person who's really strong and just annihilates everything it sees. I watched the Invincible TV show for the very first time. That's how I got into Invincible. And then I started this and I'm having a good time.
Yeah, it's great.
Stellar stuff.
Yeah. Yep. I love Battle Beast. I've always liked this character. It's just nice to see Ryan Otley come back and draw just some big, bombastic, gory kind of action after being on Spider-Man for so long. It's nice to see him back in the Invincible universe. I'm going to throw one out because I'm already here and we already have books. Batman #1 comes out Wednesday, 9/3, so it'll be after you're probably already watching this. Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez. Think of Batman the Animated Series, and if you like Batman the Animated Series, which 99% of Batman fans do, check this out. I absolutely adore it. It's a more compassionate Batman and just a fun read, because Batman should be a fun read, not just consistently angry and dark and upset. So I really like that. But anything else that we should be paying attention to for you?
Nah, those are the two things.
All right.
I was going to make two good things. Hopefully you all like them.
That's it. That's perfect. Awesome. That was it. That was pretty easy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was a podcast. Have you done podcasts before?
Are you recording?